The show that I chose to research for this project is Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is a scripted 60-minute long single cam series, which means that it typically takes about 8 days for one episode to be completely shot and produced. The show airs on ABC, which it has since it very first premiered in March of 2005. It is, of course, a medical drama. It takes place in Seattle, Washington, and it features a very large ensemble cast, with each season having between 10 and 15 main characters who appear in every single episode. This is just one of the many cast pictures that comes from mid-series. You cannot talk about the key players of Grey's Anatomy without mentioning Shonda Rhimes. She is the creator, the head writer, executive producer, and showrunner of Grey's Anatomy, and she also owns her very own production company called Shondaland, which was established in 2005 and features Grey's Anatomy as well as all of her other shows, which include Private Practice and Station 19, which are Grey's Anatomy spin offs, and her other popular shows, Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Other key players, of course, include the lead cast, with Ellen Pompeo, Justin Chambers, Chandra Wilson, and James Pickens Jr. being the core four cast members, meaning that they have been main characters in all 15 seasons. Sandra Oh and Patrick Dempsey are some other notable cast members to come off of the show. Both of them are no longer on the show, but were very big stars to come from the series and just some of the prominent players. And this is just a picture of the six cast members that I mentioned, with the top left being Ellen Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey. So the origins of the show obviously start with Shonda Rhimes, who went to college at Dartmouth, where she was very involved in the school newspaper and school plays. She eventually graduated with a creative writing degree. She pitched multiple shows to networks before pitching Grey's Anatomy, which were all failed attempts. Eventually, she went directly to the studio and asked them what they thought Robert Iger, who was the CEO of ABC, wanted the next great ABC show to be. She was told that he was interested in an old network staple, which was the medical drama, to be brought back to life, and she decided that was perfect because she was a medical junkie and she thought it would be easy for her to write a pilot in this genre. And it turns out that this came at really good timing because in spring of 2003, ABC was struggling and they were ranked last among the three major networks in ratings. So the network was very focused on two promising projects in Desperate Housewives and Lost. So Shonda Rhimes and her partner Betsy Beers quietly developed their medical drama, which eventually was titled Grey's Anatomy and got picked up by ABC and first premiered on March 27th of 2005. So there's a lot of reasons why I think the network would buy the show. The CEO wanted a medical drama in the first place, and the network was struggling with ratings, so they needed a new show to make a big splash. And Grey's Anatomy is perfect because it had a lot of diverse, interesting, and attractive characters to keep the audience engaged. And if you want to talk about longevity, Grey's Anatomy is pretty much the poster child, as they are currently on their 15th season, and at the end of the season, there will be 332 total episodes. As far as ratings go, I found these charts on the Nielsen website that kind of outline the show's ratings for its first 10 seasons. You can see that it averages between 4 and 8% of the total viewership in the 18 to 49 demographic, with some seasons not doing as well and others doing extremely well. The 10th season is the show's most successful season to date, with an average of 63% of the total viewership being tuned into Grey's Anatomy when it aired on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Then I just also found this chart which compared the success of Grey's Anatomy to the success of other scripted shows, and labeled it as mega hit, a big hit, or a hit. And you can see that the show's third, fourth, fifth, and 10th seasons were all the number one ranked scripted shows. So obviously when a show is on for 15 seasons, it's going to get nominated for its fair share of awards. Grey's Anatomy has been nominated for 217 awards and won 71 of those, with notable wins coming from the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the SAG Awards, and the People's Choice Awards. So shows like this are pretty costly to make just on cast pay alone. With so many main characters, it probably is very expensive to pay all of them. And at the show's peak in 2013, Patrick Dempsey was making $400,000 an episode, Ellen Pompeo was making $350,000 an episode, and Justin Chambers, Chandra Wilson, and James Pickens Jr. were all making $125,000 per episode. And taking this into account really makes sense why, in its most recent season, a 30-second ad spot costed an average of $193,000. You have to bring in money if you can afford to pay all of your cast members that much money. And some of the major sponsors over the years have included Toyota, AT&T, L'Oreal, General Motors, Ford Motors, and Verizon. So, in conclusion, obviously, Grey's Anatomy is a very successful show. You don't have 15 seasons unless it's a good quality show. Like I said, they contain diverse and entertaining characters. There's a lot of drama. There's good storylines. There's cliffhangers. There's romance. There's comedy. There's heartbreaks. There's heartwarming moments. Pretty much any emotion can be experienced at one point or another throughout the show. The episodes don't get repetitive. The situations are always new and exciting. The personalities of the characters keep viewers engaged, and there are episode long, season long, and series long story arches that make it interesting. These are just a few cast pictures of one of my favorite shows of all time, Grey's Anatomy.